Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Zach Cox, and today what we got for you is actually Tommy Vercetti, the famed protagonist of GTA Vice City, and where this man is now. So last week I covered CJ and kind of where he is now, and what we did is we used information from in-game dialogue, cutscenes, and even in-game websites to kind of decipher where these characters might be now and kind of what happened to them. And you guys blew me away with the support on the CJ video. If you missed that, you can click the annotation on the screen or the link down below in the description. If you guys feel this video is worthy of a like, or you just want to see me cover some more protagonists from the GTA series and where they are now, definitely give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to never miss out. And with that said, let's go ahead and get started with Tommy Vercetti and where this man is now. So just a little rundown and backstory on Tommy. Basically, he was born in 1951 in the events of Vice City, which take place in 1986. He's about 35 years old, and fun fact, in 2016, he would be about 65 years old. So Tommy Vercetti actually went to prison in 1971. You guys might not have known this because 11 hitmen were sent to kill Tommy, and he actually killed all 11 of these hitmen, and he was convicted on 11 counts of murder, and he served 15 years in a federal prison, and due to just some connections he had, he was able to get out of this crazy life sentence. And that's where we pick up on Tommy in Vice City, and we know that Tommy basically takes over all of Vice City, and it becomes his pretty much criminal underworld. Now, after the events of Vice City, we know from just various cutscenes and in-game dialogue that Tommy continued to run the criminal underworld of Vice City after 1986, and that's when, of course, Vice City takes place. Now, we have got Ken Rosenberg, who was Tommy's lawyer and just one of these contacts that he had in-game. And basically, we know that in the events of Vice City, these two had a very close relationship, but after the events of Vice City in 1986, this relationship kind of turned sour. It went south, and it became a very strained due to Ken Rosenberg's cocaine addiction. And good guy Tommy actually got Ken Rosenberg into rehab. He sent him off to Fort Carson, San Andreas. And actually, in the events of GTA San Andreas, we actually get to meet Ken Rosenberg once again. And through this, we actually have just some various mentions of Tommy in GTA San Andreas, which are pretty cool. I'll let you guys have a listen in to those in just a moment. And actually, after Ken completed rehab and got clean of his addiction, he tried to contact Tommy, and Tommy actually refused to speak to him following this, and just essentially cut all ties with Ken Rosenberg. So Tommy is actually mentioned in the mission called Meet Business in GTA San Andreas, where Ken, he's hiding off somewhere in a freezer, and he goes on to mention something about Tommy, and then Carl goes on to say, or CJ goes on to say, who the fuck is Tommy?
Locked in there, dude. This is so exciting, Tommy. It's like old times. Who the fuck is Tommy?
So that's something pretty cool in GTA San Andreas you guys might have just overlooked or might not have known about if you've never played through that game. But there's also one other mention of Tommy in GTA San Andreas, and this is actually in the introductory DVD for GTA San Andreas. And basically in this, Ken Rosenberg calls Tommy, but his secretary answers, and take it that San Andreas takes place in 1992. So if Tommy's got a secretary, you gotta say he's probably doing pretty well off for himself. And this is just a few years after Vice City takes place, of course. So Tommy's secretary answers in this introductory DVD where Kim Rosenberg tries to call him, and she goes on to say that Tommy is not taking calls at this time. And this is the moment where Ken Rosenberg just discovers that Tommy is essentially ignoring him and cut all of these ties.
Ah, yes. Tommy Vercetti, please. Tell him Ken Rosenberg called. Ken Rosenberg, you haven't heard of me? Who are you? Ken Rosenberg. Rosenberg. Oh, really? You told him I called? Look, I made that ingrate, and now he won't take my calls? Just put him on the phone right now. Hello? Hello?
So that's pretty cool. And it leads us to believe that Tommy is still just in charge and running things in Vice City 6 years after the events of GTA Vice City, which is, like I said before, pretty cool. And like I mentioned at the very beginning of the video, nowadays and in real time, 2016, Tommy would be about 65 years old. So he'd be an older man now, and if he's still alive, you gotta think that as badass and as cool as Tommy was as a character, he's one, probably still rocking that floral shirt. He's probably got some gray and white hairs by now, but also he's probably still in charge and running the game somewhere down in Vice City. Now, last but not least, we actually have some conclusive evidence from an in-game GTA website that you guys can actually take a look at for yourself. I'll leave a link down below in the description. It's called KentPaul.com. And Kent Paul was a character in San Andreas, Vice City, I want to say, and just a couple other GTA games that we get to meet and interact with. He's a really cool guy, and there's this website called KentPaul.com. Like I said, you guys can check it out for yourself. And under the social problems tab, he goes on to say in very small letters, "See, Tom, I don't mention your name nowhere. Maybe you won't get us killed now, okay?" And that's pretty cool because it could mean that Tommy is still alive and in power during the early 2000s, because this website is called KentPaul.com. And it's basically 80s nostalgia. That's what it's about. All this crazy stuff that happened in the 1980s. And I believe the website domain was actually registered in like 2002. This is actually like a Vice City promo website. So that's pretty cool. And if this is actually based in 2002, that would mean that Tommy was still alive in this year. And he would be about 51 years old when this was released. So that's Tommy Vercetti, and kind of where he is now, and kind of what happened to him after the events of GTA Vice City. So, if you guys found this video pretty cool, enjoyable, and would like to see more like it, say where Nico is now, or where Tony Cipriani, or Luis Lopez, or just any of these past GTA protagonists, you guys can let me know which one you would like to see down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Let's go for 1,000 likes. Subscribe to never miss out on another daily video game upload. And with that said, now the way, I believe that's just about it. You guys all take it easy. Have a safe one. My name is ZacCox, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.